guys, welcome to Beard's Eye View. This is going to be my spoiler review for episode 6 of WandaVision. Before we begin, don't forget to like and comment down below, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified whenever I do videos. I do them every single week, so make sure you keep a lookout for those. Spoilers! Spoilers again! Obviously spoilers, check out the episode first, then check this review. I'm talking spoilers. Into the 90s we go, and it was a good intro as well, kind of very Malcolm in the Middle kind of thing, from the kids' perspective, and they kind of talk to camera, fourth wall breaking stuff. That was fun. Weird thing is, we've kind of just brushed over the fact that Quicksilver's in here now as Evan Peters, and it's a bit of a weird one because I wanted some answers there, and I suppose we'll get some answers obviously later in the episodes, but it's just weird that we didn't get anything. She seemed shocked that he was there, and then suddenly he's asleep on the couch in the 90s, and they're still trying to explain everything. She's not even sure how she's there, and he speaks to her later on saying that he just heard her and he came here, and it's a really weird one, this, because it doesn't really explain anything, nor do we kind of have any rough answers of how he got there, why he looked so different. It's all around Halloween, which is fun. I love the fact that they're in their kind of classic comic book get-ups. Brilliant, I love that. Wiccan and Speed, the little kids, Tommy and Billy, later in the episode they both get their powers as well, which is brilliant. They're becoming a big, more focal point coming through the episode, so I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. But the fact they got their powers now, that's a big kind of milestone. Vision as well. It's clear that he's not being fully controlled by Wanda, because he goes on his own in this entire episode. He goes off to try and figure out what the hell is going on, because something does not sit right. He lied to Wanda, saying he had something going on, and he buggered off to try and figure out what was going on. And that's the kind of the most interesting part of this episode. At one point he meets Agnes, and she's in a car, and he's got his regular vision. He's realised that when he's looking around, that people have all completely kind of stopped. Some people have even, like this woman, like with her clothesline just going up and down, crying. It's just, oh, it's so. The fact that it's like, it's meant to be this kind of cheesy 90s Halloween episode, and there's this real dark little moment in there. And the same thing when he's later on, he goes further out from Westview, and you can see all these people completely stuck and not moving, and that's when he gets to Agnes. Now this is where it gets really confusing, because we've been building up and speculating for quite a while that Agnes is going to be Agatha Harkness, as we've explained, the witch, and again that she's part of this. She's involved potentially in doing this thing to Wanda, and she's going to be one of the big bads, big bad guys, and Mephisto's going to be the other one. However, with this, it seems that potentially that could be absolute rubbish, unless she's kind of lying to Vision, because he used his mind trick on her like he did before, and she kind of snaps back to the person she was before, and she's like, oh, you're an Avenger, you're Vision, you're dead, and blah blah blah, and he's so confused. He's like, what's an Avenger? Why am I dead? And he's all confused. Then he puts her back, and it's just, she seems like she's not really happy to be in this kind of Westview, even though before she seemed quite content. Very confusing. I don't know where we're going with this. I'm inclined to think that she's lying to get Vision to do what he did later in the episode, because otherwise it's really kind of contrasted in thinking that she's going to be this and then just have this pop up, and it kind of contradicts everything we kind of thought before. The main guy in Sword, was it Major Campbell or something like that? I can't remember. He is a dick. Like, he mentions Carol Danvers a couple of times to Rambo. They get into an argument, and then the three of those guys get booted out. They sneak around and everything. They hack into the system and trying to figure out what's going on. This guy, by the looks of it, he's got something going on. He's got a tracker on Vision, which is weird. Clearly there's something going on with this guy. He's not who he claims to be. I don't think he's just this random kind of dickhead that's kind of taken it, and the fact that he's been by himself for 5 years, and before the snap and the blip and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff, and he's acting accordingly because of it, because he's gone through some shit. I don't necessarily think it's just that. He's got something else going on here. There's another agenda. Maybe he's Mephisto? I don't know. Let's get back to Quicksilver, because he's been asking a lot of questions to Wanda throughout this episode, distracting her quite a lot and asking a load of things about how she does this and everything, and just constantly on her, asking questions and doing this and distracting her from certain things. So it makes me think that maybe this is linked with Campbell or Mephisto or something like that, that he's not actually Quicksilver, that he's an undercover agent of sorts, and he's trying to get information out of her and figure out what's going on here. Because it just seemed like he was going on a little bit too much, and he was trying to get more information out of her as much as he could. And even at the point where he mentions something about Vision, your dead husband can't die twice, and she just blasts him away. That's, there's something going on there as well. Not everything that it appears to be. I don't think it's just a case of recast Quicksilver and that. There's something going on there. leading into thinking that maybe it's not Quicksilver at all. So Vision gets to the end of Westview, and this is the bit where it gets really good. He starts forcing his way out, and all the guys from Sword are there waiting for him on the other side, and as he comes out, obviously he's starting to fall apart and die because he's dead in the real world, and he's literally on the verge of death, and Darcy's having a go at him and saying, why aren't you saving him, blah blah blah. Wiccan's powers kick in, and he can sense his dad, and he goes and tells Wanda. She freezes everything so she can fully on focus on what's going on, where he is and what's happening, and she expands the area and engulfs a load of people, a load of Sword agents. Darcy goes in there, we don't see her again for the rest of the episode. Campbell and these guys bugger off and get out of it. Wu and Monica, they're out of it as well, but most of the Sword agents and that, they're all inside. So she's expanded that out, and that's kind of the end of the episode. So we know that Vision is still alive. It shows that he can't escape that easily. He really can't. And I like the fact that he hasn't been completely controlled by Wanda or whoever else is doing this, and he's trying to find out the truth. This is why it's going to be really interesting in this next episode to see what goes on, because he's been given a lot of information here. He's clearly obvious that, like, he's been mentioned about Avengers, he doesn't know who they are, he's been told that he's dead, he's noticed that people are freezing around him, he tried to get out of the area that he's in and almost died doing so, and then he was pulled back into it. He's found out a lot of info here, so him going against Wanda next week will be very interesting, and I'm kind of hoping that at this point he doesn't even play up to this whole sitcom thing. He just blasts in and just gets really pissed off, saying what the hell, and just going, that's what I want. I want a full-on proper marital argument here, because he's seen a lot of stuff this episode. Overall, guys, this was another fun episode. Really enjoyed it. A few more things were told. Vision found out a lot more information. Wanda was clear and obvious. She knows what she's doing, but she doesn't have full control by the looks of it. There was a lot of stuff going on. There's things going on with Pietro. He doesn't appear to be who he is. Kids get their powers. That's really interesting. And then the Sword guy is an absolute dick, and then some other people get engulfed. I mean, it's a fun episode, if I'm completely honest, and I'm really looking forward to the next one, because there is got to be hell to pay now Vision knows what he knows. So that's what I thought of episode 6 of WandaVision. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. If you want to follow me on social media, any of these, all links in the description, and I'll see you soon.